The ultimatum, the story opens with Commander Jake Roberts standing on the bridge of the human colony ship New Dawn, watching the massive alien fleet block their path to the habitable planet they had traveled 20 years to reach. The planet, designated Haven 7, was supposed to be humanity's new home after Earth became overcrowded. The aliens call themselves the Dominion. They are a proud warrior race who believe they own this entire sector of space. Their ships are sleek, black, and covered in sharp edges that make them look like floating weapons. The Dominion's leader, War Chief Knox, appears on the main screen. He is tall, with gray skin, 4 arms, and glowing red eyes that show no mercy. Humans, Knox speaks in perfect English, his voice deep and threatening. You have entered our territory without permission. This planet belongs to the Dominion. You will turn your ships around and leave, or we will destroy you. Jake looks around at his crew. There are families on these ships, children, elderly people, scientists, farmers. They are not soldiers. They just want a place to call home. The other human captains appear on smaller screens, all looking worried. Captain Lisa Park from the Hope shakes her head. Captain Tom Reed from the future looks pale. We traveled 20 years to get here, Jake replies calmly. Our scans show this planet is not inhabited. We mean no harm to anyone. There is room for all of us. Knox laughs, a sound like metal scraping metal. Humans are weak. You think you can negotiate with the Dominion? We are warriors. We take what we want. This entire system is ours, by right of conquest. Behind Knox, dozens of other Dominion warriors stand ready. Their weapons glow with strange energy. Their ships number in the hundreds, while humanity has only 3 colony ships with basic defensive systems. You have 1 day to leave, Knox continues. If you are still here when our sun rises, we will show you what real warriors can do. Your ships will burn, and your people will become slaves. The transmission ends. The bridge falls silent, except for the quiet hum of the ship's engines. Jake's second-in-command, Lieutenant Anna Mills, steps forward. She is young but smart, and Jake trusts her judgment. Sir, we should consider their demand, Anna says quietly. Our weapons are no match for theirs. We have civilians to protect. Jake nods slowly. He knows she is right. The New Dawn carries 15,000 people. The other ships carry 10,000 each. These are not military vessels. They are mobile. Cities designed for colonization. Dr. Ben Carter, the head scientist, approaches with a data pad. Commander, I've been analyzing their ship configurations. Their technology is definitely more advanced than ours, but there's something interesting. Their energy signatures suggest they rely heavily on centralized power systems. What does that mean? Jake asks. It means they might have a weakness, but we would need someone with extensive military experience to exploit it. Someone who understands both advanced tactics and guerrilla warfare. Jake thinks about this. Most of the people on the colony ships are civilians, doctors, teachers, engineers, farmers. They have security personnel, but nothing like what would. B needed to fight a space battle against superior forces. That night, Jake walks through the ship's corridors. He sees families huddled together, children asking their parents if they will have to go back to the crowded Earth. In the observation deck, people stare out at the beautiful blue and green planet that was supposed to be their new home in his quarters. Jake reviews the personnel files of everyone on all 3 ships. He needs someone special, someone with the skills to do the impossible. Most of the military records are standard security training, nothing exceptional. Then he finds one file that makes him pause. Michael Stone, listed as a maintenance engineer on Deck 12. But his background check shows something different. 15 years of Special Forces experience. Multiple tours in the worst conflicts Earth ever saw. Expert in demolitions, tactics, and what the military calls asymmetric warfare, fighting when you are outnumbered and outgunned. Jake calls Anna to his quarters. "Find this man," he says, showing her Stone's file. "But be careful. If he's hiding his real background, there might be a good reason." The next morning, Jake stands again on the bridge. The Dominion fleet has moved closer. Their ships cast shadows over the human vessels. In a few hours, Knox's deadline will expire, but Jake is no longer thinking about retreat. He is thinking about one man who might change everything. The ghost soldier Anna finds Michael Stone in the deepest part of the ship, working alone in the maintenance tunnels. He is a big man with graying hair and steady hands. His coveralls are clean, his tools organized perfectly. When Anna approaches, he looks up with eyes that have seen too much. "Commander Roberts wants to see you," Anna says. Stone sets down his wrench slowly. "What for?" "I think you know." Stone follows Anna through the ship's corridors without speaking. Other crew members nod at him politely. They know him as the quiet maintenance worker who fixes things and keeps to himself. They have no idea who he really is. In Jake's quarters, Stone sits across from the commander. Jake places the personnel file on the table between them. "Michael Stone, age 45, maintenance engineer," Jake reads. "But that's not the whole story, is it?" Stone's expression doesn't change. "I do my job. I fix things that are broken. 15 years Special Forces. 3 tours in the Colony Wars. Expert marksman. Demolition specialist. Awarded the Silver Star twice." Jake pauses. "Why are you hiding?" For a long moment, Stone says nothing. Then he speaks quietly. "Because I wanted to forget. Because I wanted to build things instead of destroying them. Because I thought I was done with war. War found us anyway," Jake says. "In 6 hours, those aliens are going to start shooting. We have 35,000 civilians and no way to fight back. Unless ... Unless what? You want me to take on an entire alien fleet by myself?" Stone stands up. "Commander, I'm not that man anymore. I came on this ship to start over." Anna steps forward. "Mr. Stone, we're not asking you to fight their whole fleet. We just need options. Something better than surrender or death." Stone walks to the small window and looks out at the Dominion ships. They are beautiful in a deadly way, like metal predators circling their prey. "Tell me about their ships," Stone says finally. Dr. Carter brings up holographic displays showing the alien vessels. They appear to use a centralized power core system. Each ship has one main reactor that powers everything: weapons, shields, engines. It's very efficient, but if you take out the core, the whole ship goes dark. Stone finishes. "What about their formation?" "Classic dominance display," Anna reports. "Command ship in the center, smaller vessels in protective rings around it." Stone studies the formation for several minutes. They're warriors, but they're arrogant. They think we're helpless, so they're not being careful. He turns to Jake. "I'll need a small ship. Something fast and quiet." "We have maintenance pods," Anna suggests. "No, I need something with basic weapons and better maneuverability." "What about the shuttle from the Hope?" Jake contacts Captain Park. On the Hope, within an hour, their fastest shuttle is being modified in the New Dawn's hangar bay. Stone works alongside the engineers, his hands moving with the skill of someone who has prepared for impossible missions before. Chief Engineer Bob Martinez watches Stone work. "You really think you can take on all those ships?" "Not all of them," Stone replies, installing additional fuel tanks. "Just the ones that matter." As the deadline approaches, Jake calls all 3 ships. The captains appear on screen, along with their senior officers. Jake explains the plan without mentioning Stone's real background. "It's suicide," Captain Reed protests. One man in a shuttle against hundreds of alien warships? Sometimes one person in the right place, at the right time, can change everything. Jake replies. Stone appears in the hangar, now wearing a modified spacesuit with extra armor plating. He carries a single duffel bag containing equipment that only he understands. Asterisk. Commander, Stone says, if this works, it's going to get very messy very quickly. Make sure your people are ready to move fast. Where exactly are you going? Anna asks. Stone smiles for the first time since she met him. It is not a pleasant smile. I'm going to remind them why humans are dangerous when you corner us. The shuttle launches quietly from the New Dawn's hangar. Stone pilots it on a wide arc around the Dominion fleet, using the planet's gravity to mask his approach. The other humans watch on their screens as the tiny shuttle disappears into the darkness. War Chief Knox appears on the main communication channel. Humans, your time is up. Prepare to face the might of the Dominion. The alien fleet begins to power up their weapons. Energy signatures spike across hundreds of ships. Jake grips his command chair and waits. Then, in the heart of the Dominion, formation, something impossible happens. Asterisk Stone's shuttle moves like a ghost through space. He has disabled all unnecessary systems to reduce his energy signature. The alien sensors are looking for threats. Not a single small craft drifting on a ballistic course. He approaches the Dominion fleet from below, using the planet's magnetic field to hide his presence. Years of training in impossible situations have taught him to think like prey that suddenly becomes predator. The alien formation is even more arrogant up close. The smaller ships form neat rings around the command vessel, leaving gaps that no military force should ever leave unguarded. They are so confident in their superiority that they have forgotten basic tactical principles. Stone counts the ships. Carefully, 237 vessels total. The command ship is massive, easily 10 times the size of a human colony ship. But size can be a weakness if you know where to strike. Through his scope, Stone watches the aliens on their bridges. They are tall, powerful creatures with 4 arms and the confidence of beings who have never lost a battle. They move with the casual arrogance of apex predators. That's about to change, Stone whispers to himself. His target is not the command ship. That would be too obvious and too heavily defended. Instead, he focuses on a cruiser in the second ring, large enough to cause chaos when it dies, but not so important that it has extra shields. Stone arms his shuttle's single torpedo. It is not much of a weapon against an alien warship, but he has modified it with some of his special equipment. The warhead now contains something the aliens have never seen before. He waits until the cruiser rotates to show its engine section. According to Dr. Carter's analysis, that is where the power core should be located. Stone has one shot to make. This worked out. The torpedo launches silently. Stone immediately fires his engines and changes course, staying low and fast. The torpedo travels for 8 seconds before impacting the alien cruiser's hull. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the alien ship's lights flicker and die. The vessel goes completely dark and begins to drift. On the Dominion command ship, alarms begin to sound. War Chief Knox roars orders in his alien language. His warriors scramble to their stations, trying to understand what just happened. Report, Knox demands. Command ship Dark Fang has lost all power, a warrior replies. Their reactor core is completely dead. Impossible. What weapon could do that? The answer comes as Stone's shuttle appears on their sensors, racing away from the disabled ship, a single human craft. Another warrior shouts. It launched some kind of attack. Knox's red eyes burn with rage. One small ship? Destroy it immediately. 12 Dominion fighters launch in pursuit of Stone's shuttle. Their ships are faster and more maneuverable, but Stone has advantages they don't understand. He knows these tactics from wars the aliens have never fought. Stone dives toward the planet's atmosphere, using the gravity well to increase his speed. The alien fighters follow, firing energy beams that light up the space around him. Stone's shuttle shudders as near misses overload his shields, but Stone is not running away. He is leading them exactly where he wants them docked at the last possible moment. Stone pulls up from his dive and skims along the planet's upper atmosphere. The friction generates a plasma trail that blinds the alien sensors. 3 of the pursuing fighters are flying too close together and collide in the confusion. They explode in brilliant fireballs. The remaining fighters spread out and continue the chase. Stone flies through a canyon on one of the planet's moons, forcing the aliens to follow single file. His shuttle's smaller size lets him make turns the bigger fighters cannot match. One by one, the alien fighters crash into canyon walls or each other. Stone emerges from the canyon with only 2 pursuers remaining, but Stone has used most of his fuel in the chase. His shuttle is running on emergency power, and his weapons are depleted. The 2 remaining fighters close in for the kill. That is when the human colony ships open fire. Commander Jake has been watching the entire battle, waiting for the right moment. As Stone leads the fighters into range, all 3 human ships unleash everything they have. The surprised alien fighters vanish in explosions of light and metal. Stone's shuttle limps back toward the new dawn, but the battle is far from over. War Chief Knox has seen enough. Prepare the full fleet for attack, Knox orders. I want every human ship destroyed. Show them the price of defying the Dominion. 236 alien ships power up their weapons and begin advancing on the human fleet. But something has changed. The humans are no longer helpless prey waiting to be slaughtered. They have remembered that sometimes the most dangerous enemy is the one with nothing left to lose. Stone docks his damaged shuttle in the new Dawn's hangar and immediately begins preparing for the next phase. The hangar crew stares at him with new respect. Word has spread quickly through all 3 ships about one man accomplished against impossible odds. How did you disable that cruiser? Chief Martinez asks while helping Stone reload his equipment. EMP torpedo, Stone replies, checking his remaining supplies. Electromagnetic pulse designed to overload their power systems. But it only works if you hit exactly the right spot. On the bridge, Commander Jake watches the alien fleet approach. The humans have bought themselves time, but they are still massively outnumbered. War Chief Knox has arranged his ships in a classic attack formation, a wall of firepower that will overwhelm the human defenses. All ships prepare for defensive positions, Jake orders, but Stone appears on the bridge with a different plan. Commander, we can't win a straight fight. But we don't have to. What do you mean? Stone brings up a tactical display showing the Dominion fleet. They're angry now. Knox is making this personal because we embarrassed him. Angry commanders make mistakes. Dr. Carter joins the discussion. Our scans show they've tightened their formation, better coordination, but also more vulnerable to chain reactions, Stone finishes. If we can cause enough chaos in the right places, their own tactics will work against them. Anna looks skeptical. You're talking about taking on over 200 ships. No, Stone says. I'm talking about making them take on each other. Stone's plan is complex, but elegant. The human ships will split up and use their superior maneuverability to create confusion in the alien formation. Meanwhile, Stone will take a modified maintenance pod loaded with specialized equipment to strike at key targets. It's still suicide. Captain Reed objects over the communication link. Maybe, Stone agrees, but it's better than surrender. The battle begins as War Chief Knox expected. His ships advance in perfect formation, energy weapons charging for a devastating first strike. The human colony ships appear to panic, breaking formation and scattering in different directions. Cowards, Nox roars. Hunt them down. Destroy them. One by one. This is exactly what Stone hoped would happen. The Dominion fleet breaks apart to pursue the fleeing human ships. Abandoning their coordinated formation for individual glory. Stone launches in his modified pod, invisible among the chaos of the larger battle. While Dominion fighters chase the Hope around the planet's largest moon, Stone approaches their support ships from behind. His first target is a supply vessel carrying ammunition for the alien fighters. Stone's torpedo strikes the ship's cargo, just as it is transferring weapons to a nearby cruiser. The explosion chain reacts through both ships, creating a fireball visible from halfway across the system. The cruiser's destruction takes out 2 fighters that were docked to its hull. For refueling, debris from the explosion damages 3 more ships nearby. Stone moves to his next target, a communication relay ship coordinating the alien attack. Without this ship, the scattered Dominion vessels will have trouble coordinating their efforts. But this target is better defended. As Stone approaches, alien fighters spot his pod and move to intercept. Stone finds himself in a running battle through an asteroid field, using the floating rocks as cover while enemy weapons light up the space around him. Stone's pod is hit twice, losing shields and taking hull damage. But he reaches the relay ship and launches his torpedo at point-blank range. The explosion destroys both the target and Stone's pod. For a moment, the human fleet thinks Stone is dead. Then his emergency beacon activates. He has ejected in a survival suit and is floating free in space. But Stone's sacrifice has achieved its goal. Without the relay ship, the Dominion fleet loses coordination. Individual captains begin making their own decisions, breaking formation to pursue personal glory. Asterisk. Commander Jake sees the opportunity and orders all human ships to regroup. Instead of running, they turn to fight, concentrating their fire on isolated alien vessels. The tide of battle shifts. What started as a coordinated alien assault becomes a chaotic free-for-all. Dominion ships collide with each other in the confusion. Some fire on their own allies by mistake. War Chief Nox watches his perfect formation dissolve into chaos and realizes he has been outmaneuvered by supposedly inferior opponents. Regroup, he commands. Return to formation. But it is too late. The humans have drawn the aliens into exactly the kind of battle they wanted. One where superior technology matters less than tactics and determination. Stone, floating in his survival suit, watches through his helmet display as human and alien ships dance dense, deadly patterns around each other. The battle is far from over, but something fundamental has changed. The aliens no longer look invincible, and the humans no longer look like helpless prey. Asterisk, the New Dawn rescues Stone from the void of space, just as War Chief Nox realizes the true scope of his mistake. The Dominion fleet has lost 17 ships and dozens of fighters, while the humans have suffered only minor damage. More importantly, the aliens have lost something they prized above all else, their reputation for invincibility. Stone arrives on the bridge in borrowed clothes, his survival suit scorched from the explosion. He looks tired but determined. Status. Report? Their formation is completely broken, Anna reports. Individual captains are acting independently. Some are even retreating. Commander Jake studies the tactical display. The remaining Dominion ships are scattered across the system, some licking their wounds, others still hunting human vessels in small groups. They're not coordinating anymore. Nox has lost control of his fleet, Stone observes. But that makes him even more dangerous. Desperate commanders do desperate things. As if summoned by Stone's words, War Chief Nox appears on the main screen. His red eyes burn with fury, and his forearms gesture violently as he speaks. Humans, you fight like cowards, using tricks and deception instead of honest battle. But I will show you the true power of the Dominion. Behind Nox, his command ship, begins to glow with dangerous energy. The massive vessel is preparing some kind of ultimate weapon. Dr. Carter's sensors detect the energy buildup. Commander, that ship is channeling power from its entire fleet. Whatever they're preparing, it's going to be devastating. Stone moves to the weapons console. How long until they can fire? Maybe 10 minutes, Carter replies. But Commander, our weapons can't penetrate their command ship's shields. It's too heavily defended. Stone studies the tactical display, his mind working through possibilities. The other human captains appear on screen, all looking to Jake for answers. We should run, Captain Park suggests. Get our people to safety while we still can. There's nowhere to run, Stone says quietly. If that weapon can destroy our ships here, it can destroy us anywhere in the system. Jake makes the hardest decision of his life. All ships, prepare for final assault on the command vessel. Sir, that's suicide, Anna protests. Maybe, but Stone is right. If we don't stop that weapon, everyone dies anyway. The 3 human colony. Ships begin their final approach. They are badly outgunned, flying towards certain destruction to buy their people a few more minutes of life. But Stone has one more idea. Commander, I need you to get me close to their command ship. Not to attack it, to board it. Jake stares at Stone. Board it? How? Emergency pod? Same way they'd rescue a pilot. Stone is already moving toward the exit. If I can get inside their ship, I can disable that weapon from within. That's impossible. Even if you could get aboard, it's a ship full of hostile aliens. Stone pauses at the door. Commander, I've spent 15 years doing impossible things. Trust me one more time. Minutes later, Stone ejects from the New Dawn. In an emergency pod, programmed to look like debris from a destroyed human ship. The pod drifts toward the Dominion command vessel, while the 3 colony ships create a diversion with a desperate frontal assault. The alien ship's defensive systems ignore the small pod, focusing on the larger threats. Stone's pod impacts the hull near what his scans suggest is an airlock. Using cutting tools from his survival kit, Stone burns through the outer hull and enters the alien ship. The corridors are filled with warriors rushing to battle stations. In the chaos, one more figure in a spacesuit doesn't attract attention. Stone works his way toward the ship's power core, guided by the energy readings on his scanner. He passes groups of aliens coordinating the massive weapon, their forearms manipulating controls with frightening efficiency. The power core chamber is heavily guarded, but Stone has advantages the aliens don't expect. He uses maintenance shafts and service corridors, approaching from directions they never anticipated. When Stone finally reaches the core chamber, he sees the true scope of the weapon. The Dominion has turned their entire command ship into a massive energy cannon, capable of destroying planets. But Stone also sees the weapon's weakness. Like all Dominion technology, it depends on a single centralized power source. And Stone has one EME device left. As alarms begin to sound and alien warriors search for the intruder, Stone places his final charge directly against the power core. For humanity, he whispers, and activates the device. The explosion tears through the heart of the Dominion command ship. Every system fails simultaneously. Weapons, shields, engines, life support. In seconds, the most powerful vessel in the alien fleet becomes a dead hulk drifting in space. War Chief Nox's final transmission is a scream of rage that cuts off as his ship goes dark. The remaining Dominion vessels, seeing their leader defeated and their ultimate weapon destroyed, do something they have never done before. They retreat. Stone never makes it off the alien ship. But his sacrifice saves 35,000 human lives, and secures humanity's claim to their new home. The planet below is eventually named Stone's World, in honor of one man who proved that sometimes the greatest victories come from the smallest acts of courage. The humans had wanted peace. The aliens had wanted war. In the end, they both got exactly what they deserved. Asterisk.